So, goodbye, Oregon.
Hello, Washington.
We are in
Washington.
and they didn't have a welcome sign, so I'm doing this. Yes,
Hello from Dick Hanna.
yes, this is Dick Hanna dealerships, and they do oil changes, and they also do coffee and lunch and ice cream and things. So yes, come here to get your oil changed or just get lunch. The little light came on and we need to sort it out. They also, for free, wash the car, swap all the tyres around and inspect it. Also, the Wi-Fi here is really good. I think it's 3.5 megabytes a second. All of our pictures and videos are backed up. We recorded over the past several days. They've cleaned the car. It looks good. They put a cover on it. The oil change due light was still on. Apparently you have to fiddle around with the brakes and pedals and things to switch the alarm off. Tensions mount.
You want to take a look at it and see if it's still
Well,
on?
is it still on?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it says messages 0, so that's good.
Perfect.
Right, thanks very much. Something we've noticed in the Pacific Northwest is there are coffee shops everywhere. Half the population are at one point or another drinking coffee in the street, and there are coffee shops open at night. They like their coffee here. American bars give you chilled glasses. So we stayed the night in the Peppermill Empress Inn in Centralia. They only had one luggage trolley, but we managed to get them to give us a laundry cart. So that's quite good. We also need it, because look how full it is. This is the weather in Washington. Things have really changed. This is very autumny. We are in Olympia, the capital of Washington, and this is the state's Capitol building. Just having a look around.
It is raining here in Washington State, and this is the first rain we have seen since our second day in Phoenix. All of the road signs have George Washington's head on them. In the distance is a very large mountain. Traffic here isn't very pleasant. We're having to go very slow, and there are lots of cars.
We've been driving for hours into Seattle and getting nowhere. The weather's getting me down. I think it's getting you down.
It's the leaves. They look like fall leaves, but they sound like English fall leaves, where they just barely crunch. Also, that tree is covered in moss. I don't think we can move here because it has the same weather as England, and that is what we didn't like about England. I think it might be character building, but I think I'm good on that.
My character's fully built. This is the river. That's going on Instagram. I can't see any fish either. So just before we go into Seattle, we've stopped by the grave of Jimi Hendrix. It's been kissed. There's lipstick marks. As people have left pennies and guitar picks. And it seems to be set in the far eastern part of the cemetery. We're here. We're off to get a coffee. And there's a market stall, and someone's giving away apples.
It's called Aurora apple, but it's nicknamed the banana apple because it tastes like a banana. There you go. It's a cross between a Splendor apple and a Gala. It's quite nice.
That's weird. That really does.
Yeah, right? It's more of a hue of banana, like in the flavor.
It's so busy here. So this is what happened to grunge. So this is the original Starbucks. The queue is enormous. Jess has been before. So they have a totem pole and another totem pole. And this is Puget Sound. We walked a long way. This is as hilly as San Francisco. It felt, again, like driving over the edge of a cliff every time we crossed a road. Now we're in Seattle, I think this is as far north and as far west as we're going to go, so it's time to head east. There are lots of people with beards here.
I'm like, it's either going to be Mariners Mets or Mariners Cubs.
And there's this sort of thing. It's actually someone playing the spoon. Those are Japanese school children here. I think this is the nearest point to Japan. We're getting a magnet. Do you have shirts or jackets? Are they for a particular event or?
These ones, no, they're just called Chinese pajamas.
Right.
Correct.
Oh, you wear them at night?
You can wear them at night, but some people wear them for like Chinese New Year, things of that nature, like a special occasion type thing.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. We're going to a non-Starbucks coffee place.
It's pretty good.
Yes, that is better than Starbucks, definitely. Sorry, what book is that?
What does the Bible really teach?
Oh, right, okay. And what language is it written?
We have 40 languages on these cards.
Oh. What are these languages here?
This is Chinese.
Are there lots of people who speak Chinese around here? Just arrived here about an hour ago.
What's this area like to live in?
It's actually very pleasant. You don't get much winter. You don't get much summer. It's pretty even keeled through
So
the.
is it sort of always fall then?
Or always spring. I mean, rain starts in October and it ends in July.
That's brilliant. At least it washed the car.
There you go.
So I must admit, California is in a dreadful state. Grass, everything there's dead. We saw dead palm trees.
Last year was light for snowfall for the mountains.
It was the first time they've ever asked us to reduce water usage in this area.
But we used to live by the sea, and I noticed there's a bit of a sea there. Are there beaches here?
Yes.
How warm is the Pacific?
54 to 55 degrees all year round.
Yeah.
So it's cold.
You're not selling it.
It's not a warm place.
Okay. Are there lots of people from different parts of the world?
Yes.
There's a lot of people who come for especially like in Highline and other community colleges, a lot of people who come exchange student programs.
Right.
Then there's video game things that go on. There's conferences. There's a lot of folks who drawn this.
Right. How much is one of your books?
They're free.
They're free. Free books. Right. Okay. Let's have a book. Can I have one in English, please? Why is this a different colour?
It's a slightly revised edition.
Right. So we'll have a look at this. What does the Bible already teach?
How long have you been on holiday?
Well, it's not holiday. It's a sort of very long immigration process. I'm sort of emigrating in style.
It's a working.
It is a working holiday. No, yeah. So we're looking around and just trying to get a feel for places, really.
You'll find this very international. You'll find it very lots of different cultures. I mean, Chinatown's just down that direction. It's a fairly large area.
They're recording something. Okay, it's cold and slightly wet. I've still got to read the Book of Mormon, so I'll stick this in the pile. There's the big Space Needle. We have driven 17,000 miles. We're off. Bit grim. We were trying to find some grunge, and there aren't any radio stations that are playing grunge. I'm disappointed.
It's quite hilly here.
Yeah, I think a lot of the inhabitants of Seattle aren't doing that well. There are so many homeless people here.
It has been raining on and off the whole time that we've been in Seattle, so it's living up to its reputation. This is a neighborhood in a suburb of Seattle. It's still raining.